How do we know where to look?
Because it's both cameras. I love that they're flipped over though. Like you see how this one is this way and this one is the other way? Like you're over here, but he's over there. Hello, loves. Babe wanted to be in here to say hello and Pinky Winky. Look at her. She just ate, baby. No, she just ate.
Right,
look at her. I love you too. Hello, y'all. Welcome to the Weekly Healing Circle. I know that we didn't do it yesterday. It was a really busy day. I was doing a lot of readings. And by the time I was done, it was like 10:45. And I was like, oh no. We're not going to get to do it today. But we're doing it today because, first of all, it's a new moon. It's a vibe. Why not? So we're doing it today. I hope y'all have had a good spring equinox. Welcome to Aries season. Okay, welcome to Aries season. Like, for real. Okay, let me get this camera up. There we go. I hope that, like, y'all are having a good Aries season because, well, beginning of an Aries season because, listen, it's going to be a very fun new year. A very, very, very fun new year. I say this as I cut the deck and it's the sun and the Ten of Pentacles. It's going to be a very fun new year. Like, that Jupiter in Taurus is going to be something else. Let me tell you. Oh, okay. Spirit, give me the week, the messages for this week for the collective. Wow. 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 Okay. Wow. Listen. The shift. So we're starting off with the 10 of Wands. Then we have the Emperor, which is the card for Aries in tarot. Then we have the 6 of Swords. We have the 4 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, this week is a shift, especially if you've been struggling through with like Pisces season and honestly with like last year in general, like collective energy of last year, kind of navigating a lot of the things that happened to you last year. This year, especially this week, already has a big shift with the 10 of Wands coming up at the beginning of the week and then kind of being disintegrated through the week with the Aries energy. The Aries energy, first and foremost, Sun in Aries. Let's not forget that the Sun is exalted in Aries, okay? The Sun is exalted in Aries. The Sun does its best work in Aries, okay? It prefers Aries energy in that way. Even though it rules Leo, it does its best work. It can actually navigate with the Sun's like energy and properties the best, more than any other sign besides Leo. Okay, what does that mean? That means that the Sun that rules willpower, your ego, your inner child, okay? In Aries, the sign that rules the journey, okay? The warrior sign, the sign that is the first cardinal sign, astrologically speaking, the sign that takes the challenge firsthand, up, like, right, like, let's go. The challenge, let's go. It's a challenge, let's go. Okay, it's not going to sit around. Aries energy doesn't sit around. It does. It moves. It creates change. So the Sun in Aries triggers this focus of not only feeding your ego, but doing what you want. Getting to do what you want. Following your dreams, following the things that you want, moving towards what you want. Not being scared of what you want. Not feeling like you can't have what you want. Like Aries energy is like, okay, that's the goal, let's go. What obstacle? The only obstacle is me and my head, like not, psyching me out. Like what obstacle is there? So we're moving into this Emperor 6 of Swords energy where it's like, we're moving on. We're moving on. It definitely is going to feel like that new year kind of energy. Some of you guys are going to feel that shift from like, feeling a little stuck, especially if during Pisces season have just been sitting in your emotions kind of like ebbing and flowing endlessly, and it's just been not really productive. Now it's like, okay, we got stuff to do. I have things to do. I have intentions that I need to work towards. I have dreams that I need to kind of stay consistent in and follow. I have things that I want to see come to life, see come to fruition in my life. Like, I have things to do. I have things to do. Let's go. It is a very like, let's go. We gotta go. We have stuff that we need to get done. Is this a collective reading? Yes, it is. Yes, it is a collective reading. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. So we are actively moving past some really, again, some of y'all were very much struggling. Some of y'all were very like having a really hard time to like navigating the energies, navigating all of the different things, all of the messages, all of the conversations, all of the, like, especially mental health wise, it's been a little bit hard to navigate emotionally and mentally what's been going on and how it's been impacting you in the physical realm. And so now there's that shift. Okay, there's that shift that happens where it's in the mind, and now it's you're able to kind of move into the action that needs to be had. Now that the wheel is turning and we're entering a whole entire new season, we're able to go on this new adventure, go on and be a little bit more excited about what life has to bring and what this year is going to bring, and feeling like we can kind of leave this stuck energy and move into a different, a whole entire different vibe, in a way where it's like I get a chance to start again. It's almost like if you're playing a video game and you died in the video game and then now you have to start all over, but at least you get to not make the same mistake that you did before. That's where we're at. And the question is, are you going to make the same mistake that you did before? Are you going to? Is that something that you plan on doing? Or are you going to make better decisions? Are you going to put in all of your work and effort? Are you actually going to try to see your intentions through? Because that is the key there. If you are setting an intention, okay, especially because Jupiter is going to be moving into Taurus. Jupiter is going to be moving into Taurus, that energy of physical realm manifestations, that energy of financial success and abundance. That it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. What are you going to do? Are you going to let it go by? What effort are you going to make? What commitment are you going to make to your future? What is that going to look like? What does that look like for you? Okay. We have polite declaration. Okay. And it says you can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It's time for you to get out there, claim what is yours, and stay in your power. I'm not saying stuff to just say stuff. I'm serious. Like this is when it's kind of like we gotta go. It's like go big or go home. We're restarting the game, but you already know how to play the game a little bit. You got, in a sense, you got the jits of how to play the game a little bit, and now it's just about you playing it correctly, you making the right moves, and you following through. You want to win the game, right? Right? Breakthrough to new dimensions. A new endeavor is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst forth into your consciousness. Again, that Aries energy, that sun exaltation in Aries is going to push us just like this, exactly like this, to really go after what we need to go after, to really like fight to stay on track, to really put in the effort, because it is about effort. It is about effort. How much effort are you putting in to your own elevation? How much effort are you putting into your own growth? How much are you going to regret this year that just started today? Or are you actually going to put in the work? What does that look like? What does that look like? What does it look like? It's time. It's time for you to pick yourself. It's time for you to pick your dreams. It's time for you to try again. It's time for you to, you know, accept that there's not just one way of doing something. Shadow. Because that's that. That's this. That's this. There are some of you who are actively scared to fail, scared that, you know, even if you go for what you want, you might not like actually, it won't work. You won't see it through. You won't be able to, you know, have the success that you want. Like there's doubt. There's doubt. The doubt is right here. There's doubt. And there needs to be a little bit more confidence, especially moving into the Empress energy. There needs to be more confidence. You need to be confident. You need to sit in your power. You need to be confident with yourself. You need to be confident with your decisions, okay? You need to be confident with the things that you're trying to go after. You have to actively choose to, you know, fight for it. You have to choose that for yourself. Like, you have to fight for it. You can't just let, you know, the things from the past, you can't let narratives from the past either, especially if you have people in your life that have told you that you won't amount to anything, you can't be anything, you can't get to anywhere, you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that. You can't continue to let that be your shadow. You can't continue to let that haunt you because it's not productive. It's not getting anybody anywhere. It's just getting in your way. It's time to like burst through the shadow and allow yourself to be the light. It's really time. Transformation. It's really time. It's time for you to really come out of the cocoon and really shed what needs to be shed so that you can move forward. Because there's so much, time. There's so much like, it can be such a waste of time to actively not put in an effort and just watch as the clock ticks and just live in the fear of you not achieving something, but then also be disappointed in the time that you're not putting into that thing. Like you have to choose how you're going to spend your time. You have to choose. You actively have to choose. If you don't spend your time wisely, if you don't make an effort, okay, you're not going to bear any fruit. You're not going to bear any fruit. Y'all have to understand the Pentacles too, while the Pentacles is seen as money, is also seeds that you plant and harvest. And the amount of effort you put into that harvest will tell you like if you're actually going to be able to collect anything. So you can sustain yourself, so you can have what you need to survive. You have to decide. You have to decide. It's something that you have to commit yourself to. You can't just, you cannot sit here and continue to just let the energy kind of flow away and not just use it productively. Because Aries season is not about that. It's going to make you want to do something. Because the energy is so high. Things that happen during Aries season. If your sleeping schedule was a little bit messed up during Aries season, you will find that during Pisces season, you will find that during Aries season, you might actually end up sleeping less and you have a little bit more energy and you feel like you need to like release it. Like it's almost like, oh my God. Like you almost need to go on a run. And that's because Aries also like is very focused on active, like being active. Whether it's working out, again, it's a sign that rules over war. What do you think is happening in war? They're training and they're fighting and they're okay. So there's this kind of like less kind of sleep energy, and a lot of action, to the point that you're almost burning yourself out a little bit. Or you're almost literally burning yourself out a little bit. So when it comes to the Aries energy, you might find that even if you were like your sleep was not that great during Pisces season, or maybe if you even slept a lot, or if your dreams were kind of weird, or like they were all over the place. During Aries season, you might just like wake up really quickly and then just like rush into whatever it is that you need to do. Okay. It might feel like, you know, there's a lot going on and it's like you have too much stuff to do. You have like a lot of stuff to do that needs to get done. Okay. We're getting unity. You're spiritually connected to everyone through God. Use this sacred bond to heal your family, friends, and yourself. Also, keep in mind, you're also not the only one going through the shift. Keep that in mind. The first couple of days of any season change feel so weird up until you settle into the energy. So you could wake up tomorrow or the next day like feeling very like, oh my God, or like having a hard time sleeping because you're sleeping later because you're like trying to catch up on things that you need to do. Be mindful of that Aries energy. There's a whole entire Aries stellium right now, and the energy is very, very potent. Then we have shield yourself, invoke protection to bring the situation to the speedy end. For those who are still needing to close a chapter, okay, this would be the time to do some really nice protection work, especially, again, if you're still navigating some unsavory, shadowy energy. This would be a really great time for you to practice protection work. But keep in mind that when it comes to Aries season and doing protection and work in Aries season, it can definitely pack a punch because it can come off a little bit aggressive. Especially if you're doing it spiritually, or if you're just doing like a social media detox, or if you're just like staying away from some people or ghosting some people for a minute or a while or until your soul tells you otherwise. Especially those who are like peer pressuring you, because there is that energy of peer pressure. Don't let others coerce you into a decision. You know in your heart what the right choice is. There is this energy of other people influence, others influence in your life, and things that need to get done. It could be also with your relationship with other people that is in causing a little bit of turbulence, and then you might just need to like ghost some people or be like, yo, I'm gonna take a break from this conversation. I'll hit you up in like a couple weeks. So I can't do it right now. I can't hold space for this conversation right now. And that's totally fine. If that's what you need to do, like, best believe if that's what you need to do, if you need to take a moment and if you need to take a break from any conversation, any situation where it's just like you have to like just separate yourself from other people for a while, that's totally fine. It's totally fine to ask for space. It's totally fine for you to take a step back and say, hey, you know what, I just got some things I need to work through. Can you just respect my time for like a week or so? I just got, I'm navigating this. I really need to kind of process. If someone can't understand that, you might need to ghost them double time. But that's just me being petty. But seriously, it's just like sometimes you got to teach people how to respect your boundaries. Sometimes you got to teach people how to respect your boundaries because some people will just not. Some people will not. And then it's like, okay, well, this is what I need. And you're telling me you're not going to respect what I need. So I'm just going to take what I need and call it a day. Like, sometimes you really have to, again, when it comes to choosing yourself, it's choosing yourself. It's saying, okay, this is what you want me to do, but I, in my spirit, I need this right now. If you can't respect that this is what I need, I mean, this is sounding like a personal problem right now because you're not respecting what I need, right? So it's important. I done dropped it. Yeah, you see, I already knew Archangel Michael was going to do this to me because it always happens. Look at this. Look at it. For those who are new here and do not know, this has been happening for years. Archangel Michael, actually all of the angels, will troll the hell out of my readings every time I'm doing a reading. Every time I get to their decks, they always just repeat the message just to double confirm everything. And so Archangel Michael is kindly just like detached from the situation. And the prayer goes. Let's say the prayer together, because this specific deck, all of the cards come with a prayer. So we're gonna read the prayer for this one, and then we're gonna pull some more cards. Detached from the situation, and the prayer goes: Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere, within me and the situation. Detached from the situation. Spirit is like, first of all, we're in a new season. You're coming into your power. We're trying to have you in a less struggle mode. We're not trying to have you in a struggling, and we're just not. We're not. We are not. We're trying to have you stay on track, be in your power, take back control, take back the narrative, set clear intentions. And then other people want to come and make stuff about them. No. So the message is clear when it comes to other people who are tugging and pulling at your energy this week. The answer is no. The answer is no. We can revisit this conversation next week. I am taking some personal time. I am working through something. I need some time for myself. I will get back to you next week. Or if I work through what I need to work through, I will get back to you earlier than that. Signed, a Capricorn. Take the time that you need. It is essential that you take your time. It's your time. It's not anybody else's time. It is your time. The time that you choose to give other people, it is a choice. Okay? Some people need to respect the fact that you are choosing to give people your energy and time. Choosing. It is a choice. You don't have to do more than what you're choosing to do. Okay? And if somebody cannot respect that, you need to clarify that boundary. And be mindful in the tone in which it comes out, because that Emperor Aries energy is going to be very blunt. You might find yourself being more blunt than you usually are used to being through your Aries places. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Because Aries energy is very straight to the point, especially when it comes to communication. It's like, I said what I said. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, So we also have Archangel Michael says innocence. Innocence. Let's read the prayer together. Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. Part of what I said earlier with the sun being exalted in Aries, the sun rules your ego, your inner child, your willpower. Okay. So part of ego healing, part of inner child healing is also making peace with your inner child. And there is an innocence with your inner child that also needs to be accepted. Even in times where we are wrong, even in times where we make mistakes. Making mistakes, we're all human. We're all human. Everybody makes mistakes. Not to sound like Hannah Montana, but it's about to turn into that. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay? And so when it comes to innocence, especially with inner child healing, you have to understand your ego is also being impacted during Aries season because the sun is exalted in Aries. It amplifies your willpower. It amplifies your actions. It amplifies the things that you're passionate about. It amplifies your inner child. And so if part of you choosing yourself, you stepping up and you saying, hey, I can't do this, or I can't, I need some time, or I'm working through something right now, I'm going to have to get back to you. There's no, you should be guilt tripped about that. Because it is your time. And if you need to work through whatever you need to work through, you shouldn't have to be made to feel any type of way about that. So be very mindful how your ego gets triggered throughout this time and how you address it. It's really, really important. Then you have make a commitment, and this situation is already resolved. And the reason why these two cards are coming up the way they are is because the intentions that you set this week, especially with this new moon in Aries, especially because we have that Ace of Pentacles and that Four of Pentacles, okay? The intentions that you're setting this week are already in motion, like already in motion. They've been in motion. They're going to be in motion for a while. Okay, so if you're like, oh my God, I just need a break. I just need a breakthrough with this. I just need this to like go this way. It's already in motion. This is why you're getting the situation's already resolved. Like you're making a commitment. You're choosing to decide. You're choosing to set an intention. You're choosing to commit yourself in a certain way. But that commitment is already leading you down the right path where it's already resolving itself. You might not see it just yet, but trust and believe. Trust and believe. You're on task. You're on it. You're on it. And so it's all about you feeling comfortable. It's all about you feeling like you're empowered. It's all about you feeling like you are grounded with yourself and you're able to sit with your inner child and feel like you have control of your life, which is very much what the beginning of the season is. So this is a time of self-empowerment. I cannot stress it enough. The amount of just pure firepower that you can literally just charge up to your ego during Aries season is almost uncalled for. But it can be very, very it can be self-developing in a way where it's like we needed that boost. We've been needed that, or we lost sight of how to empower ourselves, but all of a sudden we're like feeling a new sense of purpose. That's that Aries season. That's that Aries season. And so, yeah, you see, wishing well. There are certain things that we're setting intention for that are already in motion. They're already in motion. And that's literally Aries season. Aries is the sign that they will set intention for something. They'll be like, oh, this is the journey that I'm going to go on. And the way I'm going to explain this is by comparing it to Capricorn, because Capricorn and Aries are literally such similar signs. It's obscene. The only difference is, well, there's a couple differences. The difference is that one is a fire sign, one is an earth sign. One naturally moves slower because earth as an element moves slower. But fire, Aries themselves, rules the journey of life. Okay. Now, the journey of life is not something that necessarily you have to think about it in years. You can think as your journey of this year or the next couple months or the next week, right? It's not always a kind of long-term thing. Whereas with Capricorn, the journey of life is in the time investment that it's making, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 years. So there's a time difference between how achievement and growth and time, the time investment that goes into it, what you get from it. Okay. It's kind of like with Aries season, it's like if you were to be playing the lottery with like the little scratch offs, and with Aries, it's kind of like you buy the cheap ones, like the $1 or the $2 one, and then you won $100 or you won $200, $300, $500, and you're like hype. But Capricorn would be like the $25 or $20 one where you scratch it off, or the actual one that they announce on TV and then you win $1 million or $2 million because it was a bigger investment. It's like that. The differences are that large. Like Aries focuses in the now. It is the journey of now. It is the journey that starts right now. Okay. So the things that you decide already start moving in motion for Aries. Once it says, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start working on that. I want to do this. It signs up and it goes. It gets a flight and it flies. It's in motion. It's in motion. There's no stopping it. Oh, I'm going to start working out. It starts going to the gym that same day. Like there's no sense of, oh yeah, I'm just got to put in more work. I got to wait for this. So I got to wait for that. No, we're doing it today. It happens today. Where with Capricorn energy is a time investment. You're investing years into that intention before it comes into fruition. You're putting in the work for it to come into fruition. Aries is a whole different beast in the sense that it's thinking about the now. It makes you and focuses you in on the now and how you're spending your time in the now. So when it comes to this wishing well energy, this is why we keep getting the this is now resolved and the like Ace of Pentacles energy. It's like this is already in motion. The things that you are deciding, the things that you are choosing to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to work on. I have X, Y, Z, and B to get done. those things are already in motion. The things that you also set intention for also through Aries season manifest a lot quicker, especially if you're also using candle magic. So get on it. Get on it. Work with the fire element. Work with your own energy levels. If you cannot work with the fire element directly, work with your own energy, like your actions. Okay? Like your whole entire solar plexus, your energy, that thing that you feed every day, every time you eat, and it transmutes into energy in your body, because you're constantly transmuting water and fire. You're constantly transmuting that. You're constantly feeding yourself earth, transmuting it into fire, transmuting it into energy for you to be able to do X, Y, Z, and B. You don't have to light a candle, but know that if you're going to be using yourself as the fire, like within that sense, like within setting an intention, you better stay consistent with paying attention to your body. I'll say that. Flying. Because certain things are already in motion. It's like, it's almost, there's this kind of highness, like being high of something, kind of energy that Aries season brings. Is like, you don't understand where you're getting this energy from. It's almost like you drank 2 cups of coffee or 3 cups of coffee, but you're just like, oh my God, you know what? I'm gonna do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta do that. And all of a sudden you accomplished a whole bunch of stuff, like in a very short amount of time. It's literally, again, the sun is exalted in Aries. So we do a lot of really good, we're able to achieve a lot. We're able to grow a lot. We're able to almost get a head start. Think of it like if you're about to start a race, or if you're preparing to start a race, right? It's all the prep work, everything that you need to get done in order to like go gets done in Aries season. Okay, so it's about preparation. It's about you getting on track with yourself. It's about you needing to feel like you're sitting with your ego, you're sitting with your inner child, you are expressing your inner child properly. You're able to make those deeper commitments with yourself. The only thing is that when it comes to coming to life, when it comes to like in relationship to others, that's when things get a little messy. Because one of the things about Aries season, this is why we're getting sad, embraced, and coming apart. One of the things about Aries season is that Aries is opposite to Libra. Libra rules relationships, okay? Marriage, partnerships, committed relationships. Aries rules more of your own singular journey. So this tends to be a time where people focus on themselves. Okay, they're more focused on themselves. They're more focused on their own thing. And it's a very personal time. It is a time for your ego to literally shine. It is a time for your ego to literally be like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to do that. What do you want to do? What are you excited about? So this tends to be a time where certain people like, okay, and also certain friendships end as well. This is where that, the energy of the bottom of the deck is also coming from, with that 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. That's where the energy is also coming from, because it's like there are certain things that we are closing in order for us to focus on what we need to focus on, which is like, we have so many roads opening for us. We have so many things that we want for ourselves. And if you are not in the space where you can hold space for both, and like be on your journey, but also be in a relationship or have a friendship, and like, especially if you have a friendship that it tugs and pulls so much out of you, then you're going into separate directions. That might not feel the best for everybody, but if the way it's coming off, it's like a necessary process. The way it's coming off is like, well, if you're going to be honest, you need this time. If you're going to be honest, this is the time where you should be selfish. Let's not forget, the sun rules Leo, right? There is a selfishness that comes from like that energy when you're focusing on your ego and yourself. There's just selfishness that comes from that. But again, there's nothing wrong with being aware of your own needs. There's nothing wrong with being selfish when you need to be, okay? When it's literally like, yo, I need to focus on my own, my stuff. I really got to stay on track. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't always just be giving. You're not here to be a battery for everybody else's shit. Okay? You're not here to be a battery for everybody else's shit. Simple as that. You're meant to use your energy as you choose. That means that if you choose to be, to hold space for others, okay, that's perfectly fine. You chose that. But if you need to hold space for you, then center yourself. Like, who? The only people that would get mad at you centering yourself are those who don't want to pay attention to their own stuff. Like, they don't want to handle their own stuff. They wanted it to be handled for them by people who care enough about them to take control. And that's not fair. Because that's not fair to you. That's not. How are you living your life? How are you living your life that way? No, it's not fair to you. There's time to be in community. There's time to come together. There's time. There's time to do that. Absolutely, there's time to do that. But you need to also care about yourself. Because if you lose yourself, you will not recognize yourself in the process of you caring for everybody else. Your personality cannot be, I care for everybody else all of the time. You also have to take care of yourself. You have to feed yourself. Like I always say, we're all big babies. Okay? At one point, we get old enough to clean ourselves, to feed ourselves, to have to take care of ourselves. Right? We're all big babies. You have to take care of yourself. This is not a non-negotiable. It shouldn't even be like rocket science, what I'm saying. But to some people, they live in a give. No, I have to take care of this. No, I got to handle that. And then they get drained by everybody else's shit. And again, there's nothing wrong with being in community. There's nothing wrong with coming together. There's nothing wrong with helping or giving your time. But then you also need your time. You also need your time. And if anybody's going to be like, oh, you're being selfish because you're taking time for yourself, like, just say that out loud 3 times and you're going to hear how crazy that sounds. Surrender and release. Surrender and release. Surrender and release. Because there are certain people that, honestly, one of the other things that happens during Aries season is the patience. Aries is not a patient sign. It's never been. It will never be. Love my Aries out there, but let's just keep it 100. Y'all not patient for shit. Y'all don't got the patience. Y'all too busy. Y'all got things to do. Y'all got people to see. We already talked about this. Y'all got too many things to do for you to stop and be patient. That's Capricorn. Again, this is what I mean by 2 very similar signs, both cardinal energies, both like end up getting to the goal, like both in that way. But Aries is just faster. It gets to the destination faster because its goals are in a real-time kind of thing, where Capricorn is like in a long-term, like kind of viewpoint. Aries is like, within the next couple months to a year, this is what I want to do. I want to graduate from this. I want to take that. I want to. So it doesn't have the patience for wasting time. They have that similarity where neither Capricorn or Aries likes wasting time. Do not waste on Aries' time. They don't have the time. They're too impatient. They got stuff to do. They got to get somewhere. Okay. I had like a best friend who had a whole entire Aries stellium. Okay. And we would go into like, what was it, McDonald's or no, it was multiple places. We would go into McDonald's. We would go into Subway. We would go to wherever it was because you wanted to pick up food. There would be like 2 or 3 people in line. And he'd be like, nah, there's too many people in line. Let's go. I'll go buy something else. He didn't have the patience to wait. He didn't have the patience for that. Mm-mm. No. It had to be like one person. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm next. They did not have the patience for that. To wait for the food that wanted to eat, but it was gonna take too long. And this is what I mean. Aries are not patient. They don't do that. They got stuff to do. They got stuff to do today, tomorrow. You can't make them wait too long because they're trying to get at it. Their willpower is like, okay, I want it now. Like I said, there is a similarity between that Leo and Aries energy because the sun is exalted in Aries. It moves and it expresses itself the best in Aries. Well, where Leo is very much like feeling comfortable. Like it kind of like feels itself through the sun's energy. It's like, yeah, my ego, I look great today. I'm doing my thing. I'm just giving so much love. Aries is like, I got dressed. Let's go. I gotta go. I got stuff to do. Like, let's go. And so that impatience, that like, okay, I have stuff to do. I can't hold space for you right now. I can't do this for you right now. Listen, I decided I want to start doing this. I can't do that for you right now because I got to do this. I'm sorry. The release is going to happen from when people are going to really ask too much of you, or they just going to cross the line where it's just like, I can't give you more. I can't give you any more. I have to do me right now. If you can't respect that, well, I have to do me right now. If you cannot respect that, I don't know what to tell you. And you don't respect me. Are we wrong? Or were you just using me the whole time? And this is when you start realizing where other people's willpowers are. Let's not forget the sun highlights your willpower, your ego, the things that you want to will into this world. When you start noticing how other people start pulling and tugging at your heartstrings and tugging at your energy, tugging at every single aspect of your time or your gifts or your abilities, and they're just tugging and tugging and tugging and tugging, you start to realize what they're really there for. Their willpower, what they're willing, what they want. Listen. Aries season, like I said, is opposite to Libra. This is not a unifying like season. This is not a you and I, us season. This is a me season. This is a you season. Yes, again, we can have collective moments. We're collectiving right now. Okay? But this is about you and our own personal journeys because it's a whole new year. And Aries is all about your personal journey. Aries is also the sign, and I will say this every single time, Aries is also the sign that it will go on the journey with you up until that journey starts to look like this. Like, oh, that person's going in that direction, but Aries is going in this direction. Okay, well, it still set the goal to this direction. So it was nice going into this direction with you, but it seems like we're going in two separate ways, and that's totally fine. You have a good destination. I'm going to go over here. Impatient, very focused, determined, and passionate. Aries energy. You cannot expect less. You cannot. You cannot expect less. This week is about that shift. Mind you, on the 23rd, we have the shift of Pluto in Aquarius. When I tell you, some of y'all are going to lose some friends, it's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. Some of you are going to realize who your true friends are and who actually gave a hell about you. And it's going to take you seeing people's willpower, like what their truth is, where it's like you're seeing them clearly without an illusion, without the hee hee ha ha, for you to be like, oh, really? Damn. That's all it was? Oh my God. You only hit me up for this. Like, you didn't even ask me how my damn day was. Like, y'all about to have some real revelations. Real revelations, let me tell you. Signs. Like, pay attention to the signs. There's like red flags just like waving in your face. You've probably been ignoring it for a long time. You've probably been making excuses for people. Oh, no. Oh, no. Certain things are literally going to be too much to bear. It's going to be like a crossing lines that is like, what? No. Oh, man. You really did that? Oh, damn. It's like that, the having to accept, like, it's a hard pill to swallow that someone's just using you, that someone's just leeching off you for your gifts, your abilities, your time, your comfort, your nourishment. Don't get me started. Do not get whatever. And I'm going to tell you this, whomever you do not get rid of during Aries season, it will happen during Cancer season, because you will be very emotionally triggered. Very emotionally triggered to whom it's tugging and pulling and just pulling and pulling and pulling while you're trying to focus and have that, you know, like staying on track with your own goals and visions, and you're just getting tugged and pulled and tugged and pulled and tugged and pulled. You will be very surprised, and you will have to, like, it's almost like it's an unbearable, like, oh my God, I can't ignore it anymore. This really is what the truth is. I can't shake it. I can't make it go away. Like, there's too much evidence in this case. There's just too much evidence in this case. Like, at this point, it's just, again, some of you are going to be releasing, and mind you, this is it's not even like that I'm trying to tell y'all this. This is the guidance for this week. This is the guidance for this week. Like, some of you are going into different directions. Again, Aries season, it's going to trigger all the things that Aries rules and is connected to. And one of those is that journey. And if your journey is not in alignment to somebody else's journey, you're going into separate ways because you're both in separate journeys. Like, forcing a journey with someone else, trying to force a friendship, a relationship with someone who's not in alignment with you, like, you're not able to follow the path together and be on separate journeys, but actually be in the path together, then it's not going to work, babe. You cannot force it, my love. You can't. There's no forcing that. There's no making that work. There is no making that work. And I highly recommend that y'all make sure that when y'all closing some of these chapters, that y'all do some real good protection work. Some real good protection work, because some people are going to take your decision, your right, your choice to choose yourself, to pick yourself as a what, like, as a personal attack. Even though, like, think about it. How is that a personal attack? I just wanted to work on myself. I just want to focus on this for a while. I'm just trying to do me for a while. How's that a personal attack to anyone? I don't know. Y'all tell me. But people act funny. People move funny. And people are going to take it as if it was something else other than what it literally isn't. This is where the confusion and misunderstood is coming from. Some people are going to make up their own reality about why you're feeling the way you're feeling. They're going to be like, oh no, but they always, and blah, 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 they always did this, and no, they never been like this, and all of a sudden, it's like, they kind of like just ghosted me, or you just been acting weird, and I don't know why you're acting so weird, I don't know if I did something, but I'm confused. Like, it's going to be like, you could be as clear as possible of like, hey, I'm just like kind of needing some space, or, you know, I've just been feeling like, we're not really in the same page. Like, we're not really in alignment right now. There's just like a lot of stuff going on. I kind of want to just focus on myself right now. And for some reason, that'll be confusing to somebody. You choosing you will be confusing. You choosing you, they will twist your words and turn it into something else. It will be turned into something else. Now, why I'm telling you to do protection work. Okay. Why I'm telling you to do protection work is because this is a sign that rules, like, with Mars too. What? War, passion, action, drive. Okay. So there's this energy of, oh, you're going to send me something? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Now I got to send you something. Now I got to do return assignment. Now I have to, no. Either you're going to transmute the energy and then just fuel that to one of your spells or whatnot, or you just need to protect yourself. You just need to protect your energy. Make sure your protections are in place. You do not want to be navigating through the sign that is literally the sign of war, a warrior sign, without doing protection. Like, don't be that person that goes into Aries season without doing any protection. Okay? Don't be that person. It's just not productive to your goals and for you to stay on track with what you're doing. Okay? We have fear and avoidance. Some of you may or may not want to address whom needs to be addressed. Some of you have been avoiding it for a while. Some of you have been like swimming around it like for a while, but it's like the Band-Aid is going to get ripped. The Band-Aid is just going to, it's like, it's going to get ripped this week. So go with the flow, do what you need to do, and choose your peace at the end of the day. Then we have responsibility, balance, and trust, and home. Because you really have to sit with your choices of, you know, choosing yourself, to focus on yourself, to balance yourself. You are your own responsibility. Like I said, we are all big human babies. We have to take care of ourselves. Like, nobody else is your responsibility unless you have a like committed relationship. Unless you are living with a parent, unless you are taking care of someone who you are committed to caring for. Like, you are also your own responsibility. Even if you're doing all that, you also have to take care of yourself. Like, you're not supposed to be an afterthought, babes. Like, you're not. You're not supposed to be an afterthought. You're not supposed to be the last one to eat. You're not supposed to be doing that. So this is when you reground yourself. This is when you come back to your inner child. You feel a little bit more comfortable with your decisions, with where you're going, with what needs to get done, with like your sense of direction, with your compass, especially where you're intuitively drawn to go. Because Aries season also triggers that kind of wanting adventure and journeying. That's Aries rules the journey. So you wanting to like do something different, shake it off a little bit and kind of take on a new journey. It's literally right on the money for this season. It's literally right on the money. Right on the money. So you have to kind of trust your sense, your intuition as to why you want to do what you want to do. You have to trust that. You have to trust yourself. And it's okay. It's okay to do what it is and to follow what it is that you want to do. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay to make those choices. It's okay to say, hey, I kind of want to commit to myself to this. Hey, I kind of want to start working on this, or I want to learn about this, or I want to work with someone that can teach me about this or whatnot. Like, it's okay. If somebody's literally trying to make you feel bad about wanting more for yourself, fuck them. Like, they obviously don't care about you. They don't. Because if they did, they would make you the priority in that situation. It's like, if you're asking to reevaluate and to kind of recenter yourself so you can make some choices and somebody doesn't understand that, then how much do they really care about you? Or are they only centering themselves in your life? Like, are they? And are you allowing them to center themselves in your life? And if they are the center of your life, if they're the center of your whole entire universe, what are you doing with your life? And what are you doing when they're living their life? When they're doing and following their dreams? When they're doing everything they want to do? What are you doing? Like, these are the questions. These are literally the questions. Y'all need to realign. Y'all need to ground. Y'all need protection work. Y'all need to feel comfortable with your sense of direction. Okay. If you feel like doing something, okay, that's what you feel like doing. That's your truth. And don't let nobody else tell you otherwise. Like, that's your truth. If other people don't like your truth, okay, they don't like it, but it's still your truth. The least or the bare minimum that anybody has to do is respect it. Respect your choices. Respect the direction that you will feel called to go on. It doesn't have to be complicated. But people will make things complicated and people will make things about themselves when it literally has nothing to do with them. So you have to be very mindful when you're having conversations this week, because this week is gonna be that little sweet spot this week where, you're gonna have to set some boundaries with people who want to cross some lines, people who are gonna want to center themselves, people who are going, but then will be hypocrites and not let you center you in your life. Like, imagine that being such a bad thing. Like, I am trying to center my dreams, my goals, in my life. Like, how is that like a controversial thing? How is that hurting anybody? How is that, like, make it make sense, please? Like, please make it make sense. It don't make sense. It really doesn't. But this is when we we put our foot down, we come back, into that emperor energy. We're like, you are the center of your own damn universe. Let it be clear. You are the center of your own universe. You. Okay? And so, because you are the center of your own universe, you get to decide how you move forward with it. And you get to decide how you're going to address what needs to be addressed. You can't just allow people to run a ruckus in your life this way and take control and, like, make you feel shitty or make you feel like you're being a bad person, or, like, say it out loud, especially when you're having conversations or, like, speaking the truth to these people. Like, be like, okay, so you are upset because I want to do something? Say it out loud so the ridiculousness can be like processed in the air. Like, don't keep it up here either. Y'all gonna have to tap into that Aries energy of bluntness, because that's another thing that Aries is. Aries is a blunt. She is blunt. Okay, she will tell you straight like it is. Like, I said what I said would be a person is Aries. Is Aries. Like, I said what I said. That's what I said. I'm not gonna repeat it. I don't need to, because you know what I said. And it was straight to the point. Like, Aries doesn't write paragraphs. It tells you straight to the point. This is what it is. That's it. If you want more than that, there's nothing else. There's nothing else to give. It was it. That was it. Period. Aries. And so, and again, y'all have to take it back to like Aries energy of that warrior energy. When Aries is in a war and is battling something, it's when you're at war and you're literally in a whole ass like situation, you got to take, it's a period. Once you said period, the other person's getting taken out in that situation. Like, it's the decision made. That's it. There's no repeating it, because that war is done. Like, that battle has ended. So when I say y'all need to be decisive, y'all need to speak your truth, y'all need to speak honestly, that y'all need to say it clearly. Don't hold back. This is not Pisces season, okay? This is not one of those seasons. This is a very, very bold season. This is an honest season too, because if you asked Aries how it was feeling and it told you the truth, it told you the truth. That is the truth. Again, say it out loud. If you want people, especially if you're dealing with like a narcissist situation, say it out loud. Say it out loud. Make the ridiculousness be very clear. Like, wait, I'm sorry, you want me to do this? You're mad at me because I'm doing what? Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Don't sit here and oh, okay. I mean, no. Be bold, straightforward. Say it out loud. It will definitely set you up for success moving into every season moving forward. This week is definitely like a little bit of a calibration week, okay? Because of the energies, and we're in a whole new season. There's a whole new moon, okay? It's like new me, who this? New you, who this? Like, you have stuff to do, you got places to be, you got people to see, you gotta go. So if anything trying to hold you back, it gotta go. Or it needs to be like straight, like it needs to be straightened. Like you need to like boundaries, okay? Anyway, my loves, that was the weekly healing circle. I hope that you guys got all of the messages that you needed. I know it was a lot of messages, but it was full of collective messages. Thank you guys for being here. Also, today's the last day to use the code SPRING in all caps 2023 for 22% off all of my services. So if you did need a reading, astrology reading, past life reading, tarot reading, energy healing, all of the things, the link to my website will either be for YouTube, it'll be down below. For TikTok, it'll be in the link in my bio. So if you need a reading or anything, y'all can find me over there. And this is the last day to use the coupon, so definitely make sure you take advantage of it. I love you guys. I will see y'all in the next video. Stay tuned for all of the things, and have a very blessed night. Bye, my loves. Have a blessed night.